Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a segment we like to call 16 Bar Breakdown with myself, Gene, aka Squeen, aka that one guy, aka Silence, aka the guy you met at the grocery store. Welcome, aka another a janitor. This is my friend Iz. We tend to kick it. I don't like to be by myself. So here goes the verse. Break me into pieces, leave me seamless speeches, feed me to these leeches, tease but seem adhesive. Plead in weeks I need it, theme repeated, view the scene unseen and deem misleading. Lead deceived conceited people to a steeple, deacons preach how even meek or bleak and reek of evil. Speak on how we're equal, lower me underneath you, pick apart my art and tell me I don't need you. You had me convinced all my life, blaming the maiden for making me own up to lies, mistaken for saying I'm able to give advice, stuck. Tell me I'll never be able to make it, right? Cradle what's fatal, but fable to save my sight. Partake of a ladle, label to claim my mind, so what? So, why was I so open? Now I'm only broken, hoping on the very thing recently stolen. Praying that I make it, every day I fake it. Lay awake at night and try to be complacent. Who are you to make me feel reduced by verbal abuse? When me you accuse, with words you misuse, found myself induced. Who knew you'd be the reason that breathing in all those cigs were so smooth? That is my verse. So, this is the time we call the breakdown. Break me into pieces, leave me seamless speeches, feed me to these leeches, tease but seem adhesive. Pretty much, a lot of people that you face break you into pieces, they leave you afterwards with a bunch of excuses, and then they feed you to a bunch of people for gossip, and they tease you in a sense, they come back and forth and act like they're there, and then they're not back and forth, but yet they're really wanting a close connection. You pleaded weeks I needed, theme repeated, view the scene unseen and deem misleading. So I pleaded weeks I need it, like I'm having a rough week, calling out to God, but yet at the same time it's the same thing every other week. So in a sense, I tend to see a scene that's not deemed for people, and it's misleading down a dark path. Leave deceived conceited people to a steeple, deacons preach how even meek or bleak and reek of evil. We try to incorporate people that are lost in a sense and bring them back, and even pastors try to be abrupt and honest with people that you face that are positive and seem like Christ-like can be deceiving and have an evil sense to them. Speak on how we're equal, lower me underneath you, pick apart my art and tell me I don't need you. You tell me that we're the same, you kick me under the bus, treat me like I'm nothing, pick apart myself, and then tell me I don't need you. So you had me convinced all my life, blaming the maiden for making me own up to lies. You had me convinced all my life, that's self-explanatory. Blaming the maiden, what in a sense is, when you don't want to own up to things, like you break something, a maid tells you to own up to it, so in a sense, you blame the maiden, so she gets kicked out, and you're in the free. Mistaken for saying I'm able to give advice. In my high school years, I always said I give advice, and I shouldn't have, because then I always gave advice and nobody listened. So I was stuck. Tell me I'll never be able to make it right, created what's fatal but fabled to save my sight, partake of a ladle labeled to claim my mind. People tell me I can't do things right, I always do it wrong. I created what's fatal but fabled to save my sight. So in a sense, I created Satan's view, and seeming it was right, and I wasn't saved. In a sense, partake of a ladle labeled to claim my mind. So in a sense, I drank from the waters of God that's labeled to claim my mind in a right way. Why was I so open? Now I'm only broken, hoping on the very thing recently stolen. Why was I vulnerable? In a vulnerable time, you lose things like trust get broken, and that's the thing, and faith was stolen. Praying that I make it, every day I fake it, lay awake at night and try to be complacent. So you pray that you make it, every day you fake it, you can't, and at night you try to be happy with who you are, but it's hard. Who are you to make me feel reduced by verbal abuse when me you accuse? Who are you to tell me? Who are you to break me down, make me feel like nothing when you're just as average as everybody else? In verbal abuse, not even just physical, and accuse me for everything. With words you misuse, find myself induced. Who knew you're the reason that breathing in all those cigs were so smooth? With words you misuse and you twist and junk, I found myself persuaded that it was me, and because of that, you were the reason back in the day that like smoking cigs and doing that stuff was the reason that it was so easy and came natural because of it. So that's the deep poetry with Jen Garver, Squeen, that one guy, janitor status. My man is. We get it in here.